Hello, all my dear Taurus friends. This is Maxine Taylor with your June horoscope forecast, and you're going to love this. As I'm looking at it, I'm loving it. Okay, let's start off by talking about Mars, the planet of action. Wherever Mars is what you are willing to fight with or fight for. Oh, it's in your 11th house of friends. Well, perhaps you're taking a stand for them. Okay, for what you want, because the 11th house deals with our hopes and wishes. It deals with humanity. And I'm just wondering, looking at this particular 11th house placement for Mars, if you're angry with humanity for what's going on around us. I know a lot of people are. Um, and they're very frustrated because they feel helpless about what they can do. Okay. On the 27th, Mars moves into your 12th house of behind the scenes activities, and you go along. You're in hibernation. You're working behind the scenes. The 12th house is also the subconscious. And so you may be dredging up old stories from your subconscious relating to situations that you've just seen for a while with Mars in the 11th. So this is a time you're going to pull back and retreat and get your ducks in a row. If you're in a position to work behind the scenes, grab it. Okay. Now the sun, the center of our life. Wherever it is, it gives life. It brings light. It's in your second house of money. And this is something that is very near and dear to you because the second house is the house that Taurus rules in the natural zodiac. So you've probably been able to create more money from whatever source. And I love that. Now, on the 20th, the sun moves into your third house and you're filled with new ideas, great ideas. You're seeing things more clearly. You want to talk about them. Third house deals with siblings. You may find yourself talking with siblings, but just wanting to get out there and express your ideas. The third house deals with short trips, short distance, short duration, short. You get it. Okay, now Venus, the pink planet, is retrograde in your second house of money. And so your money that I just described so glowingly might be held up a little bit. You can create the money, but actually getting your hands on it, there can be a certain frustration in that department. However, Venus goes direct on the 25th. Now, we do not start new projects when Venus is retrograde or Mercury, right next to it in the third house, is retrograde. And so with both Venus and Mercury retrograde, it's a real hurry up and wait time. It's very frustrating. And I've said we don't know who to believe during this time. Well, you can see why. Everything is confused. The information you're getting may not be accurate, and yet you want to share it. You want to talk to people. You want to get clarity. Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th. Venus goes direct on the 25th. So Venus comes out of retrograde. Mercury goes into retrograde. And during the 18th through the 25th, we have a week when both of them are retrograde, and I call that the tag team from you know where, because everything's going to be confused. Ideas, money. You do not want to start a new project under a retrograde Mercury or a retrograde Venus. You do not want to sign new contracts during that time either. So you might say, well, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to tie up the loose ends of unfinished business, unfinished contracts. You would not have a great grand celebration because some things could go awry. With Venus going direct on the 25th, if you can wait to purchase anything of a luxury item, if you can wait to uh, do anything related to love, like a wedding, it would be my suggestion that you wait, if at all possible. Okay. Now, Mercury goes retrograde, as I said, on the 18th, and thinking is confused. Short-term trips can be confused. Now, I know you're saying, I can hear you. You're saying, well, you just told me that with the sun in that third house, I'm going to want to travel. Now you're saying it's confused? Yes. Yeah. So double check your travel plans. Do you have a book that you started writing a long time ago? This would be a great time to tie up that loose end and finish writing it. Get it? Okay. Now, the full moon, excuse me, the full moon is a lunar eclipse. And on a full moon, everything comes to a head. And so here's the full moon coming to a head in the area of secrets, of joint finances, of taxes, of other people's business, things that are secretive. So this is a time to dig beneath the surface. Get the information you need about jointly held funds or money that you get in business with another person. The eclipse is on the 5th, the full moon, June 5th, and my TV, my YouTube full moon ceremony. I'll get that to you probably on the 4th. It'll be on my YouTube channel so that you can participate in the full moon, in the lunar eclipse, with people all around the world. It's in 15 Sagittarius 34. You want to find 15 Sagittarius in your birth chart. If you do not have a copy of your birth chart, go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com. I've got an offer for a printout of the actual chart itself. It's not an interpretation, it's the chart itself, so you can follow along. Finally, after the full moon, the moon starts waning, and we enter a 2-week period where the energy gets a little lower and a little lower until the new moon, which is another eclipse, it's a solar eclipse, on the 21st in 0 degrees Cancer in your third house. So it's re-triggering that third house that says, hey, maybe now we should go on a trip. Maybe now we should communicate with people. So we've got 2 different eclipses. Remember, eclipses are strongest 3 to 4 months after they occur. I know many of you know that. So it's September and October. Now in July, we've got another eclipse. So it'll be September, October, November. And yes, we do have another eclipse in November. And yes, we do have another Mercury retrograde. It goes direct, however, on November 3rd. So we'll talk about that at a later date. So this is your wonderful forecast for Taurus. Remember, you're not alone. Everybody is feeling the frustration, the upset of recent events. And these events are taking place all over the world as well, which reminds me to remind you that we are one. We are one. In the United States, one nation under God. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Around the world, we identify with what's going on with our friends in other countries. So, My blessing for you, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. My dear friends, peace out.